A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are not going to continue until I can hear the voices of everybody in the room. A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Are we still awake? Oh, okay. So if we are together, that is progress. My name is Webster Gonzo. I will be moderating the next session. I am here to talk about skills development. I think all of us will agree that for us to be in this room, we need to have been capacitated and developed to a stage where we are able to find linkages and connections with each and every single partner that we've managed to do so. Correct? I'm hearing only the front row. Correct? Very good. I will keep you awake. I can assure you that. If it's necessary to make you stand, I shall also do that. Now, this issue of skills development is one that is, of course, a very necessary one. Very, very needed for each and every single entity. And the rail sector is one that is also not immune to the challenges of skills development, because the versatility that you find with people in the rail sector is that they are able to be found, or they are able to move into any other areas. I am from a country that is in the southwest of Africa, used to own that name, but we're now proudly called the Republic of Namibia. Feel free to clap hands for the Republic of Namibia. We are here to be able to partake in this gathering, to also ensure that we can also have our voice heard, but it's not necessarily about myself this afternoon. I'm here just to moderate. Okay? And then we are also supposed to have another speaker whom I was also not introduced to, unfortunately, from University of Pretoria. Is there somebody from the University of Pretoria? Please give him a rousing round of applause as he comes across. Sir, I'm just going to ask you to please have a seat and introduce yourself, your name, and of course, all the wonderful things that you do at the University of Pretoria. Let's begin with you. Thank you very much. Another round of applause for our panelists, please.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hannes Grabe. I'm from the University of Pretoria, from the Department of Civil Engineering, and specifically also in our association with the Transnet Freight Rail Chair in Railway Engineering, and then also the Railway Safety Regulator Chair in Railway Safety. We're very privileged to have been involved with these two companies for the last 30 years. So in 1994, the chair sponsored by Transnet was established and has been going since that date. And since 2008, we also have the chair in Railway Safety. We really have a strategic drive for railway excellence, and that we empower ourselves, and we train people and also do research in different railway fields. Lately, we've been investing a lot in what we call the digital railway, where we believe everything is about digitalization, automation, linking people, linking ideas, linking people, the Internet of Things. So a lot of our research is currently taking place in that field. We've got facilities that ranges from a test track to actuators and laboratory equipment where we do our research. And then on the training side, we've developed a number of courses and programs over the last couple of years, from track to electrification to signaling and operations. We're also busy with the development of a railway safety inspector qualification that will be rolled out next year, and then also other safety programs for Transnet. Just in terms of 4 or 5 strengths that we have at the university, smart track components, components that can measure behavior of track, and then also smart systems in rolling stock. We do a lot of work in the field of condition monitoring, where we use LiDAR, photogrammetry, and other equipment. Derailment investigations, we're currently busy with a project for Transnet, where we do investigations post derailments, and then also data analytics, big data, artificial intelligence. So that's a broad, quick summary of what we are doing. We've got big future plans in terms of our training and also our research and development, and hopefully we can talk about a few of those later. So, Chair, just in, I believe, under 5 minutes, that's my brief introduction. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause for him, please. Sir, you've mentioned a bit about your collaboration with the sector. Maybe I'll just allow you a little bit in terms of how your interaction has been with the railway players here, leading up to some of the research that you're actually doing as a university. Can you just elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, thank you. I think it's very important to say that the success that we've achieved in this field is due to the collaboration that we've had with industry. And yes, we've collaborated with Transnet, with PRASA, with the Railway Safety Regulator, with Gautrain, and then also a lot of other private companies in railways, from suppliers to maintainers, etc., etc. We do our work through student bursaries and students that do masters and PhD degrees. And they need new equipment, they need technology. We're always trying to stay at the cutting edge. So it's been very important for us to obtain funding from the industry and to obtain their goodwill in the work that we do. So we really see this as a team effort, and we've also been able to supply the industry with, I believe, critical skills and very important skills in the railway industry that these people are using when they enter the workforce. So I think everywhere where you go, you would find students from our and other universities with railway skills that were obtained through the sponsorships from industry. So that is a very, very important, I would say, marriage for us between our universities and the railway industry to deliver on skills and to deliver on cutting-edge research and development.
No, thank you very much for that. I just also want you just to elaborate a little bit more on the railway chairmanship that you were talking about, that you were also getting into the university, and how you see that as influencing this whole issue of skills development in the rail sector in general in South Africa. And of course, being University of Pretoria, you've got a far reach all over into Africa and the world as well. Maybe just speak a little bit about that as well.
Yeah. Did you say the chair?
The chairs, yeah.
Yeah, we believe that to advance and to stay at the cutting edge, it's very important for railways to also have a partner in the academic world. We have established quite a lot of ties internationally with other universities, also with other railways in the world. And it basically opens up, it gives access to new technologies, new ideas that are being used also in other places. So through these sponsorships, that becomes a possibility. The chair sponsorship also over the years has enabled Transnet specifically, if I can use that as an example, to provide us with an agenda of typical research problems, typical maintenance issues that they are dealing with. So over the years, we've obtained those priorities, and then we can prioritize the research that we do and make sure we align our research with those needs. We believe that research should not be academic, and we mostly do applied research. So for every research project that we have, and for every student that's busy with research, there's an industry partner with a question, with a need that needs to be answered. So in that way, we link our research with the need in industry through these sponsorships. Yeah, and I had a presentation which they have ready, but in the presentation I showed some of the facilities and the equipment that we've been able to acquire at the University of Pretoria that students are using currently, and that is all part of the chair agreement. These agreements also go beyond just research and training and development. It also goes into international collaboration, representation on boards, something like the South African Heavy Haul Association and also the international organization. So there's quite a lot of very important links that goes beyond the boundaries of our own country. Something that I didn't talk a lot about is the skills development, but normally during a normal year, we've trained about 900 delegates from Transnet, PRASA, and other organizations, and I believe that has a huge impact in the workplace in terms of basic skills. Yeah. Thank you for those few slides. Thank you.
Yeah, my last question for you, at least for this round, is also just for you to speak to that research that you're doing with within UPE, University of Pretoria, and ensuring that you are keeping abreast of the various changes that are actually currently happening within the rail sector. Do you want to speak a little bit about some of those developments?
Yes, I was thinking of perhaps saying something about a new research initiative that we are spearheading with the University of Birmingham and also in collaboration with SARA. And I think they would have been here also to announce that and to say something about it. But we've obtained funding from the UK for this project, and it's going to be a collaborative project where we will be looking at performance indicators in the SADC region. We are going to review standards and track quality and the general state of railways in our region. And then we will be benchmarking maintenance practices and rehabilitation practices across this region. And the objective of this research will then be to provide a map for stakeholders of where pockets of excellence lie in terms of railway operations, railway maintenance, etc. So we're very excited about this project, and I'm sure within the next couple of weeks, the railways in the region will receive news about this project. And it's really going to be an exciting project that will provide information, useful information for all railways in the SADC region, and start to prioritize and bring together the strengths that we have just for the benefit of rail in Southern Africa. Thank you.
Thank you. Jaren, thanks very much for the insightful presentation. It was very good. I just want you to be able to speak to what it is that you're doing to ensure that the academy in itself is also keeping at the cutting edge of technology and all of the developments. Artificial intelligence is coming through. Every one of us in the room is fearing for our jobs in the next 4 or 5 years. At least that's what the internet is telling us. Do you want to just speak to some of those concepts and those developments?
Hello? Yes. Yes, so if you look at my presentation, one of the things that I said is that we strategically partner with Transnet. And one of the, from the rail sector, one of the key clients that we service internally is Transnet Freight Rail from the rail sector. So Transnet Freight Rail is undergoing, through the fourth industrial revolution, many different program called the Digital Transformation Program. There's a task team that is created that looks at developing, looking at evolution of technology, such as in the telecommunications sector, moving in from copper to fiber, and not just fiber, but advanced data transmission in terms of fiber, such as your dense wave division multiplexing technology, which basically increases bandwidth for the communication. Together with other sectors in the infrastructure, looking at the latest axle counters, latest digital radio technologies that is there, looking at tunnel technologies, tunnel communication, because one of the challenges that is there is that when trains move through tunnels, there is a lack of communication between those tunnels. Therefore, we're looking at technology that can actually bridge that gap. From the academy side, we are joined by the hip with Transnet Freight Rail. So when these technologies are being deployed in the rail sector, we need to provide curriculum that will support the installation, maintenance, operation, and testing and commissioning of those technologies. So we're doing that as one of our initiatives. Secondly, in terms of the programs that we provide, remember we are focusing a lot on the sector-specific grades. So for those sector-specific grades, currently we have an enterprise standard for the certifications that we offer. However, we want, like I said, we want to also make sure that the programs that we offer are portable beyond South Africa. So we are getting QCT accredited qualifications for those sector-specific grades in various sectors aligned to the evolutions of technology that is happening in the industry, so that our employees, as well as employees out in South Africa and the African continent, get an accredited qualification that they can use in any industry outside of Transnet.
Thanks, Jaren. You were speaking about the continuous upgrading and development and keeping up with technology, but I wanted you to also speak to how you're keeping your trainers also updated and upgraded and knowing exactly what is the next technologies that are coming through. How are you doing this?
Okay, no, thank you. So our trainers, we have job rotational work exposure for them, meaning that whenever the client or whenever the Transnet Freight Rail is going through shutdowns, we actually deploy our trainers to those shutdowns so that they get exposure to the technologies that is actually being used there. They themselves also undergo training, not only just on the internal technologies, but we also are trying to partner with institutions of higher learning so that, such as what Prof was saying in terms of university providing the latest training and technologies of investigation skills or in the rail infrastructure maintenance. We try to partner with these universities and other institutions of higher learning to make sure that they get those latest qualifications which can be brought back to be applied in our sector. In terms of the training methodologies, we make sure that all our trainers are accredited with an education, training, and development degrees that are aligned to the latest delivery of training processes.
In terms of retaining the trainers themselves, we find that it's also a bit of a challenge in Namibia, retaining the skills of, in particular, trainers, because even to get them off the shop floor to get to go and train the others is also difficult, because it's notorious in the industry that they don't want to leave the shop floor because they're chasing overtime, and they probably make much more money on overtime. Is this your experience as well in South Africa, and how are you mitigating against that?
Yes, so that is very true. In terms of certain grades that are specific, it is sometimes very challenging to get trainers that will move from their, like you said, from the operations environment to come into training. However, we do try to focus the job specification such that it is aligned to grades that will get that will be one level up for them, so that it incentivizes their process to come here. But over and above that, there is a lot of there's another side of the coin where there's a lot of people that are family orientated, that do not want to work overtime. They want, and they are at a point where they are ready to share skills, not apply them. So we focus a lot on those people that will want to come and do that. Secondly, we also have a lot of exposure programs or skills programs that allows the opportunity for people to volunteer for training. So what we do is we capacitate them internally and send them for the basic foundational skill sets to deliver training, and then, but they will also already be subject matter experts in the field. So when a vacancy does come up, we have a pool of resources then that we can pick from, or they can actually apply for those certain jobs.
You mentioned earlier on the issue of possible collaboration with industry, and we are hoping that in the room there are people within the room who are able to influence that. We can have partnerships with entities such as Transnamib, Transnet, CFM, the rest of all of us as rail service providers. In terms of training and development, I saw an astronomical figure there in terms of training and development. How are you funding that? Are you having any collaborations with any private players in terms of continuous upgrading and training and development of your skill set?
Yeah, like I said in the presentation, we are actively seeking funding, right? So, but
speak louder because they can't hear you in the room. I think they need to hear you louder.
Can you guys hear me? So we are actively seeking funding or investment or sponsorships that will support these initiatives. However, currently we are looking into our own coffers to actually produce this. We have commercialized our products, so whatever revenue that we actually attain by providing training, we try to pour it back into building this infrastructure. However, it's still not enough, obviously, especially on the rail infrastructure and maintenance side of things. So we are open and we are welcome any kind of sponsorships, investments, and it's not just a one-way stream that we're looking at. It's really bi-directional because we really want to be able to upskill that industry, not just gain a resource of training.
I hope they heard it loud and clear that there is a call for possible collaboration and partnership. I can see that I'm getting an indication that I should start off by rounding off. I think that's very loud and clear. Do we have any questions from the audience for any of my panelists up here? Just show by raising your hand, please. I can see Mr. Ngubane. I call him Professor Ngubane up here. Anybody else? Please raise your hand. Is there anybody else? Any other question? Okay. Mr. Ngubane.
Thank you, Program Director, and thank you to the panelists for sharing the information. Human capital development is very, very important. What I would like to know is whether the capacity they have, do they meet the demand, let us say, and are they open to, because I mean, School of Rail is in South Africa, and primarily I think it's serving TFR or other railways in South Africa. What about us outside? Is there a way, can we participate if we have a student to be trained? And also, I think University of Pretoria, the same to say, what is their intake and what is their limit in terms of taking advantage, because we need to train our staff now and again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ngubane. Oh,
I'm Southern Railways. I'm from Southern Railways.
yes, ma'am. Oh, it's not a question. Okay. Please, you can start off, and then we can have Prof also answer.
Okay, so I think Eswatini Railways is one of our customers, if I'm not mistaken. So, and we do provide training to Eswatini Railways. We have actually trained multiple external companies, Eswatini Railways, as well as many others. And like I said, our offerings are fully commercial. So any skills-related training that you would require on the rail sector that we can provide, we will definitely have a program set up for you. We also customize our programs to the needs of that is needed for the industry. So, meaning that some of our programs that we offer might be long-term trainings that might span over, if it's especially skill sets such as your track master, which ranges over 3 phases that runs up to about 2 years, 2 to 3 years. But depending on what the needs of the customers are, we can tailor those trainings to suit your needs. So that definitely it is welcome.
Prof?
Yeah, thank you. I think we've also had people from Eswatini Railways, Botswana, Namibia in our courses. But I think the exciting thing now is that after COVID, we do not have to be in the same room to conduct training anymore. We're convinced that face-to-face training is the best, but we've also learned that there's a lot of advantages of virtual training. So what we are doing is what we call virtual interactive, and so anybody can actually enroll for our courses. Sometimes we present it hybrid, so we would have a class, and then we would have a camera in the one corner, and we would have 20 delegates online and 40 in the class. So all of those possibilities are now available, and we've also invested in a learning management system that makes training over the internet very effective. We can also offer self-paced training, so we can enroll delegates and they can just do a course or a module or a program at their own time. And there's quite a lot of those programs that are available. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I think we need to give a big round of applause for our panelists this afternoon.